you're editing these videos on a Z Workstation's machine, check them out. When you compare it to like an HP workstation, that's what they configure and they customize. It's going to be less expensive. You're going to have more options like the GTX 1080 Ti. You can't get the GTX series on HP. And also it's way easier to work with. Plus you can do payments if you need to. If you're ready for the workstation, step up to Z Workstations or I'll kick you in the teeth. Also thanks to ASRock, we've got 2 videos, Intel and AMD. The links are in the description for all this. Check it out. EVGA. Jacob.
Hi.
New things, go. Let's do this.
Okay. So what we have here.
What the hell?
Yeah, so what we have here, this is a new BIOS that's going to come to the X299 Dark first. It's going to be on future EVGA motherboards as well. So basically what it is a built-in stress test into the BIOS. So I don't even need an operating system on the system. I can just set my CPU frequency, for example 4 gigahertz, go into here, stress test, and then I can test it.
Now, are there any dangers as far as like, I mean, I know you don't like to lock up your machine while you're in the UEFI. What have you guys done to?
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to act just like any other stress test in Windows, for example. So if it does lock up for whatever reason, just a reboot, you get back in, you can lower the frequency.
And it's okay, it doesn't mess up the UEFI or anything?
No, yeah, it'll be fine.
That's going to save a lot of time.
Yes, that's the goal. The other feature is that's new is we also have something called OC Robot. So when you go into there, basically now what it's doing is it's testing different frequencies, voltages, and also looking at the temperature, and it's going to find the best overclock level. Yeah, so it's just like a 1-button overclock, but of course for the enthusiasts, if you want to do it yourself, you can set a frequency, just go in here, and there you can test it. So it's a somewhat equivalent to a Prime 95 CPU test. So it does load up all the cores. We have a 7980XE, and they are all running, all 18 of them.
And this is going to be coming to other platforms?
Yes, so it's going to be on X299 Dark first, and then it will be on future EVGA motherboards.
Sweet. Well, now the rest of the industry is going to have to try to do that.
So this is the world's smallest 1,000 watt power supply. So this is a new power supply that we're going to launch in September. It's called the Super G7.
It's 1 hand long.
It's very small. So basically the reason, the way that we're able to reduce the size is because of this transformer. So the transformer, we're able to, it's new technology that allows us to shrink the transformer size. The transformer is 40% smaller, allows us to shrink the overall size of the unit pretty significantly.
Now with the transformer that's a little bit smaller, is there any worries as regard to heat or anything like that?
No, actually the opposite. So the new transformer technology is cooler, runs cooler, and it's also more efficient. So it'll run cooler, that means you'll have less fan noise, the fan doesn't need to spin as fast either.
Welcome to the future, y'all.
So this transformer is more than meets the eye?
Yes. I was waiting for somebody to say that.
I'm going to be up all night like laying in bed. Why didn't I think of that?
So this one over here, this one here is an existing unit. It's a 1600 T2, but you can see just the size of these transformers. We're able to shrink it pretty significantly.
That's a 1600 right there.
Yep.
I mean, it's still big, but it's not 1600 big.
Yeah, but
it's like 1200 big.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
But with the new technology that we have, we can shrink this even further. Even littler, smaller, littler, smaller, littler, smaller, littler, smaller, littler. So this is the Supernova 650 GM. It's a small form factor. This is actually the first small form factor power supply that we've developed.
Oh, cool.
It's fully modular, gold rated.
Now, how do you guys keep your power supplies so competitive? I've been recommending them a lot for like whenever people are on like a really good budget build, but I make sure I always recommend 80 plus.
Yeah.
And you guys are usually at the top of the list when it comes to 80 plus.
Yeah.
And good price.
It's our secret sauce.
What are you doing?
It's our secret sauce. This one's a 2000 watt. So this is a new power supply that we're going to launch later this year. It's 2000 watts. So yeah,
let me see the.
It's a lot of power.
Let me see what we got here on this side. How many VGA are the miners going to be using?
So each of those can support 2. So off of each of those leads, so you got 10 times 2.
Good God. You're about 2000 watt. That's a really small 2000 watt as well.
Yep.
All right, where the hell's the 1180? I'm tired of waiting. Where is it? Where are you hiding it?
Never heard of it. Never heard of that.
I know it's around here somewhere. Justin, tear the place apart. Don't let anybody leave.
You can look around if you want.
It's upstairs. I knew it. Is there a 25th floor?
There is a 25th floor, but I don't think you'll find anything there.
Professional mook right now.
Professional mook, yes.
When you just need me to bust up some faces, eh, boys?
All right.
So on the motherboard side, we do have a few new things. So the X299 2 is new.
Hey, thanks for giving some love to the micro,
So
especially in X299. That's nice.
So on this one, we did have a micro. We just call micro, but
Yeah.
this is the Micro 2. So what we changed on this one mainly was increase the power capabilities. So we have 14 power phases on there.
Yeah,
so,
got 280 pin up here.
yeah, with active cooling, which really helps on the VRM temperatures, especially for overclocking.
Oh yeah.
Because we love our overclocking here at EVGA. So this is our entry level. It's a B360 chipset. So one of the new features on here is we added these capacitors here. So those act as an audio amplifier, and that's a new feature that you'll see on future EVGA motherboards as well. It's just the B360 is the first one to have it.
But I mean, with the B360, you can still build a really fast machine, but audio amp's going to be a nice bonus for people who are on a budget.
It has software as well to go along with it, so you can tweak the EQ settings, things like that as well from software.
All right, SC15, what's going on with this?
Yeah, so this is the SC15 1070 Max Q. So we did launch a laptop we called SC15 last year. This one, basically what we did is we added a 1070 Max Q in there, so better GPU performance. We also have a 6-core Coffee Lake H CPU in there. Yep. So better CPU performance.
It is not often that you see a 6-core in a laptop.
Yeah, so this one is a nice laptop. I spent some time playing games on it and stuff, and I want to have one of these now. It's a very nice laptop. Of course, aluminum chassis, has the RGB keyboard. It's a 120 Hz G-Sync IPS display also on there.
Some pretty rotating shots, yes. All right, guys, in the comments, let us know what you thought was the coolest thing in the booth and what you're looking forward to the most. And don't say the 1180. I'm just going to ignore your comments because we all know. All right, thanks, Jacob.
Thanks.
We're at Galax. Galax has a few new SSDs on the market. First off, we got a gamer SSD right here with the S10, the Phison S10 controller. So you know that's going to be well over 500 megabytes per second on the read and write. But you know, gamer, you got to have your style. So we've got RGB right there in the middle. You got RGB on all the sides, RGB on the top, RGB on this side. So if you mount this thing, it'll add a little glow. There you go. Sweet. Now, let's say you want some stability, good price point, and some of that delicious Toshiba NAND memory. This is the one, and this is going to feature the Toshiba, pretty much Toshiba technology, Toshiba NAND memory in there, but it's going to be at a slightly lower price point, thanks to that, and also the fact that it doesn't have all of the style that you get with the gamer option. All right, let's look at some ridiculous RAM. Oh, Matt's here. Cool. This shining gold memory. DDR4 5000. This is the HOF Extreme, and these are limited edition. You can get it in 5000 right here. You can also get it in 4700 and 4600. But good God, you can buy modules of DDR4 5000, but only limited. Galax is showing up a full line of gaming peripherals. Zenova, and that's the keyboard there on the top. Mensa gaming mouse. Now this one has a 3325 sensor. And moving over here, steps up to the 3389 sensor for you guys who are requiring the fastest. And over here, this is a different design, and you guys have the different designs with a couple different mouse, sensor options depending on what you need. This is the Vega mouse, and then we have the Vega Mouse Pro, and again, it's going to be the 3325 versus the 3389, and both of those. This is the Juturna U. There's also the Ocala U, but this one has some really soft memory foam. Detachable mic right there, very bendable, pretty cool. So there's also a little feature on the bottom there, a little bass on and off switch for bass on both of these. And that actually helps to allow you to hear the footsteps and that sort of thing. I think it sounded pretty good. And for gaming headphones especially, that sounded really nice. You can articulate the hell out of these things. Do that now, swivel them around. Look at that, you can swivel the hell out of these things. So these are really comfortable. Starting to get into the realm where headsets are starting to become more like headphones, and that's exactly what I was hoping would happen in the industry. So these things sound good. I need to listen to them in like a more closed environment. But from my listening, they sounded really good, and they're as comfortable as most nice pairs of premium headphones, not headsets. So check out all the cool stuff from Galax.